Life is full of choices, and it's interesting that even the smallest choices today can take up a considerable amount of time. Continue to work on a gate up here, and this one is going to be made out of oil fill pipe, and so I've got to cover the ends. And so these are some end caps that you weld on, and it's interesting. You would think, just get you some end caps, no big deal. Well, you can cut them out of flat steel, weld them on. You can order flat ones. You can order these moderately domed ones, semi-dome ones, and fully domed ones. It begins to boggle the mind after a while. And that's the way the world we live in today can be, is that every little thing we do can really just occupy a tremendous amount of our time. Now, when we look at our devotional today, we find that Abraham is well up in age. And what he does is he calls his servant to him. And he asks him to commit to him to go finding Isaac a mate of his own clan, his own family, and not the Canaanites. He wants someone that has a more godly background to them. And so this is the story. Now, there's a couple things I really want to point out. When you look at Genesis 24, and I would encourage you to read that chapter, is character and courtship. Character and courtship. There is this idea that you've got to find the right mate, and that is true. But you also have to be the right mate. If we're going to weld this end cap onto the pipe, the end of that pipe needs to be clean. This already is clean. And so the two need to be of some similar integrity. And so you not only have to find the right mate, but you have to be the right mate. So what are some of the things you might look at? Well, faith. One, faith. Does a person have the same faith as you, but also are they faithful? That is so important. And it's not just, yes, I believe in that, but someone that is genuinely faithful. Now, in the Word of God, you see that Jesus called and made disciples. These are people that have discipline, self-discipline. And so you might want to go to the fruit of the Spirit and see, does this person have this? Now, nobody is perfect in all those areas, but do they have those cardinal values that are really, really important? Do they have persistence? Is this someone that just gives up? Because if someone gives up and you've got a lifelong relationship that you're looking to develop, that's going to be rough. How about someone that has passion for God? Because people can have passion for all kinds of things, hobbies and all sorts of things, but do they have passion for God? Another thing you might want to look at is their finances. How do they handle their finances? And you might think, well, what business is that of yours? Well, it's going to be a lot of your business, and it's going to be a lot of what you fuss about. So I would say that how they handle their finances is a good indicator of the kind of person that you're going to end up marrying. Now, let's just be honest. In those early stages, we're not always objective. Sometimes we're completely subjective about the whole thing. And so we need people from the outside to kind of help us. And there's actually a structure for that. And it has really gained a lot of ground over the last few years. And it's called courtship. This really is a better way to find a mate for life. Because think about this. You are making one of the most important decisions of your life in an arena you have almost no experience in whatsoever. But maybe your parents and your grandparents, and maybe there's some mentors and friends in your life that have some really, really good insight that could help you, especially if it's godly. One thing I was always told, and it's true. You marry the family. You marry the family. Now, let's take a look at the people that are involved in what's going on here in Genesis chapter 24. we see here that all five were seeking God. Abraham, the servant, Isaac, Rebekah, and her family. They're all seeking God. If everyone's seeking God, and if everyone's seeking God's will for this couple's life, you know it's going to be blessed. It is going to take praying parents. It is going to take the guidance of people that really care, like this servant here. And it's going to take everybody seeking God's will. This is just going to be absolutely amazing. What we're looking for is God's person in God's time and God's way. Do you have the patience for that? Do you have the desire to see God's will fulfilled in your life? How about your children's life? This is very important. Take a look at Genesis chapter 24. There's a lot of heartache in our world today because we haven't followed this model. And a little tidbit here. You might want to look at that too as it relates to the bride of Christ. God bless you. Thank you so much for viewing these videos. Thank you for sharing them. Yesterday a video was shared and it doubled the views in one day. So thank you so much. We appreciate it. God bless you. If you don't have a godly mate and you're seeking one, definitely take a look at this. God bless you.